Welcome to Darko Live, episode 2. And tonight we will talk about XR technology with Mario Mikić-Vučak, my good friend, and a little bit about my friend, my guest. Mario Mikić-Vučak is an entrepreneur in the digital world with a creative approach towards new ideas and solutions. Mario also graduated at FERIT with bachelor degree in IT, holder of gold medals in the innovation sector. He generated a lot of experience in the IT fields and finally combined it all in CULEX, all of his knowledge into CULEX company and into producing XR, which is what he does mostly currently. And technology is definitely included in every aspect of his life. Mario, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't talk to you for like 15 minutes now, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So to explain to people who are watching this, so what does XR stands for?
Well, XR is extended reality, so it's like umbrella for all realities that are beneath it. So like virtual, mixed, and augmented, they are all beneath XR. So XR is like a group of all of them. So if there will be a new kind of reality, it will be beneath XR. So there is a remote reality that Orca uses. So it's beneath XR.
Okay.
So let's say that XR is domain of all realities.
Okay. So what would be a simple way to explain VR or virtual reality?
Yeah, so that's a little better. So let's say like this. Virtual reality is another universe, another place. So what
Is
you
this
need
how you do
for...
it? Is this virtual reality right here?
Yeah. So what you need to experience virtual reality is a headset. And that's about it. You don't need sound. You don't need haptic devices. You don't need nothing else, smell or senses. You only need your visual sight, so your eyes, let's say like that. And when you put your headset on your head, headset actually can show you image when you look left, right, up and down. It renders 3D or 360 technologies to show you and to make you feel like you are in another world. So when you have headset on, you cannot see your surroundings, and that's why you have feeling of another world. But as I said earlier, you don't have to have all of the senses and audio and touch and everything else. But if you do, your experience in virtual reality become much more authentic. It's much better. So if you are in virtual world and you hear sound behind you, and you actually turn around and you see something, yeah, it's a better experience.
Right.
And even if you are in virtual world and you come close to a fire and you have this haptic suit on and it starts to warm up, yeah, it's a feedback from this virtual fire.
Right.
And so technology is advancing way too fast. Well, it's a good thing, but it's hard to capture everything. So each day we have new gadgets for virtual reality, more advanced virtual reality technologies. So if I can add, 5 years ago we had only tethered virtual reality. That means that you only had headset that had to be connected to PC. Now you have untethered. That's headset without cable. So you can actually take that headset and go to a field or park or whatever, and you can experience your virtual reality.
Nice.
And if you add camera to that headset, you can enter in the domain of mixed reality, but we'll come to that. Okay. So the thing is, virtual reality replaces your real world with virtual one. And when you use virtual reality, you have something called a grid. Let's say something like grid, a safety grid. So what you have to do is when you're in your room, you have to take your some of them come with headsets, some of them don't, doesn't matter. But you have to take your joysticks and you have to draw this virtual grid. Why? Because when you're in virtual reality, you don't have the sense of your real surroundings,
Right.
and you can actually hit the wall or hit the floor or the, I don't know, chair, something, somebody. And most of the virtual reality games include like swinging and punching and, I don't know, jumping, so it can be harmful for others.
Okay. So what would be, give us an example or something you worked on of a VR project that you did.
Okay, so we had multiple VR projects, and some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. So the best, let's say, one of the best VR projects is called in Croatian Samostalni zrakoplovni vod. That's in English autonomous aircraft. I don't know how to say that in English precisely, since it's military.
It's Croatian projects, yeah. So
yeah, but it's a military title.
Base.
So
right.
Yeah, but the thing is, the project is about plane that takes off in place called Đakovo and flies over the city of Vukovar in the middle of the war.
Mm-hmm.
And the heroic thing here is that you actually had to be crazy enough and brave enough to enter in this aircraft and go flying over the city where you will be 100% shot at.
Mm-hmm.
They had 33 flights, with last one ending bad. But before that, they actually took every morning. It's like midnight morning, and they actually went and they knew that there will be bullets flying close to them. So what we did here, we took this heroic story and we left it for eternities in virtual reality. It's available on the site inside of the plane, so it adds so much more value to the plane that's exposed there. It's unbelievable how much. So people come and they see the plane, they hear the story about it, but now they can relive it, and that's something unbelievably good.
So just for people to have some kind of aspect of how long does it take to make a project like that, and how many people worked on it?
The project, every project differs. The thing is, what it's inside of the project, just like a movie.
Right.
And the more effects, the longer it lasts to make it. In this project, we had a lot of effects. We had to rebuild city in time of the war, and we had to rebuild this plane interiors to be 100% same as the real plane. So we had to rebuild soldiers and parachuters, and we had to animate them. So there was a sound engineering also, and a little bit of additional sound speaker and a wind blowing system in with VR. So it took us about 6 months, 5 people building this project. It was
those people, for the people who are watching this and thinking, what kind of people, I mean, what did they do? Like, what kind of people are building XR technologies? Like, what are they? 3D generalists, environment artists? What do you need? What do you have?
Yeah, so the two of them you just mentioned, and you have to have animators, you have to have programmers, you have to have sound engineers, and so our 5 people that put this whole project, actually it can be dispersed to even more people. So the thing is, of course, the more people you have, the project costs is way up.
Right.
And if you want to keep that cost on something real, you have to have less people. So but this thing here was good because our people know to how to do multiple things.
Right.
So we don't have to branch them. And on this project, people, most needed people were animators, 3D generalists, and programmers.
Right. Okay, that's great. This project and more about it can be found on www.culex.com or culex.com or .hr. Read about it. What would be the simple way to explain AR or MR, augmented reality and mixed reality?
Okay, the most simple way to explain augmented reality is you can see something on real world that's not real. So you cannot see it with your own eyes. You have to have something in between. Right now, the most used device is smartphone. That's the device between you and that virtual object.
Right.
And MR is the same thing, only you use glasses. So glasses generate image that appears to be something in front of you. It can be anything. And augmented reality actually is really similar to virtual reality. The only thing that differs is the way you process information. Is it headset or is it phone?
So what would be one of the examples that CULEX did for AR?
So there is a lot of them, but the most interesting one, not complex one, the most interesting one to me was the virtual teleporter. Actually, it took place in Murter, at the seaside, let's say.
Yeah.
And there was this shell, a statue, put in the V shape, and the shell was of Periska. That's endangered species.
Right.
And what we did there is you download your app and you scan this trigger, and in this V shape of this shell, you get like portal. You see like portal that looks in another country. And when you take your phone and you pass through that shell, everything surrounding you from then on the phone is this other country, so you can explore it. The idea behind this project is to connect Croatia with a lot of countries. So we don't know how much will be there later on, but project adds value, and this other country has the same thing for Croatia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
So so the next step in XR will probably be MR, right? Mixed reality. So this is something that is a buzzword for a while, and something that Apple is working a lot. Like the other day, I was watching the interview with Tom Cook, the CEO of Apple, and he said that iPhone glasses is going to be called Apple glasses. Actually, he said, I mean, the CEO said that they're going to replace iPhones. So when a CEO of a big company like that says that, that probably means it's going to be something huge. So to me, as me and you discussed sometimes ago, MR is the next logical step. So the glasses will be one part, and then the next part will be probably the lenses, right? Interactive lenses.
yes, the thing is, we cannot know for sure. Those are all speculations and wishes, let's say like that.
Right.
The thing is, Apple, yeah, they are cooking something, and Google did this way before virtual reality. They had this Google Glass, and it failed like a big time. The reason for that was actually technology, but the thing is, when you use your smartphone, you actually have all these movements memorized in your hand, like swipe or type or whatever. You don't have to think about that. And with mixed reality, okay, you have glasses and you see, let's say I'm talking to you and these glasses have camera and can face you, face scan your face, and I
Right.
can have data about you,
Right.
like near your head. It's okay, but the thing is, usage comes to complexity. Why? Because you have to somehow navigate through your menus, through your options.
Right. Right.
You cannot do that with your eyes. uh, you can do that with your hands, but you would look like this.
Right. Right.
And you can use that with your sound, but in a library you have to talk. No. So first step, I suppose it will be a link between phone and glasses.
Mhm.
And so you use your phone to uh, to um,
Browse.
to uh,
To
to
browse.
browse or to adjust your glasses or to connect to them, whatever. Of course, there will be some kind of autopilot where you can use your glasses without interaction, but I don't see how it will be interaction without waving your hands. So I hope they
And
surprise
maybe
me.
what about maybe touching? One tap, two tap,
Of
up,
course,
down.
of course, yes, that can be also, but I think that there has to be something more subtle, subtle, like I don't know, maybe some kind of joystick that you can hold
Uh-huh.
in your pocket, and
Right. Right. Right.
like swipe it or whatever.
Right.
That could be cool,
Yes.
but we shall see how the people will adapt to that. Of course, for that technology, 5G is like way they have to have that network and connection,
It's a
and
necessity.
all of other technologies developing are coming into place, like AI or quantum computing and everything else, since your glasses will be actually like just like receiving a gadget.
Information. Mhm.
And yes, and all the calculations will have to be calculated somewhere on some server. So yeah, that the data links should be fast, but we shall see. I cannot say what will happen in near future for 100% certainty, since a lot of people are skeptical about those things
Right. Right. So tell me,
vis-a-vis security.
right. Right. So what would be some benefits of XR technologies? Like top three or four or five?
Of everything is benefit, actually. They can maybe used, XR can maybe used in illegal activities or something bad, but I don't see that. The
Okay.
thing I see is everything good, actually, from a medical perspective, training, education, the most education. Since if you take education 10 years ago or 20 years ago, when you only had book and piece of paper and just a little bit maybe videos.
Right.
I'm talking about small portion of videos. You had a much uh, greater learning curve. But if you have this type of technology, your learning curve shortens in a very faster way. Why? Because you actually can interact with the lesson that you are learning, whether it's physics, chemicals, chemistry, history even. So you have advantage to try this molecule with another one to see what's going to happen, and all that in safe environment. So topic of education is mostly used in the last couple of years, since augmented reality, virtual reality started to grow. But another aspects of them are also great, um, just like trainings, uh, for jobs, for military, for whatever you want. Actually, you can learn how to dance.
Hmm.
So
Eh,
I would say something like that is mostly for now used, but who knows what will come. I have it seems to me that I have a camera problem, right?
Yes, yes.
Um, let's see why.
You just
I'll
froze.
fix it. I'll fix it.
You just froze, man. Froze in time.
Yeah.
This is how usually happens. People have an IT company and have IT issues.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, I suppose I'm coming back. Let's see.
Usually how it goes, you know. There you go. You're
Yeah,
done.
here I'm back.
Okay. Good, 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 good. That's what usually happens. People who are IT, you know, the dentists have the worst teeth, the hairdressers have the worst hair, so the IT people have the worst internet.
Yeah, yeah, I do have
So
a bad
just
internet.
the way that I see, you know, the benefits of XR, it's the most is education, as you mentioned, and also just like you said, the safety part. You know, you can do a million and trillion of testing in a safe environment, and that will happen. You know,
Yeah,
if you are in a, and then you can work in the car industry and change the tires, change the whatever part of the motor you can do, and everything will be safe. You will not destroy some kind of heavy machinery or get your hair pulled out or something. It's everything in the same environment, just like we mentioned in the chemistry. You can do that as well. One
yeah.
wrong move in chemistry and it's a big boom. So tell me, how did you even get started in all this XR field?
Oh well, I was always like, let's say, not mad, but envious about all of the people that had opportunity to start with technology when technology was just a baby, let's say, when
Right.
technology was starting, whether that was printers or operating systems or whatever. So I was like, why didn't I, a small little kid, when Windows just started or
Right.
something, so I could be a part of it? And it happened one day. I was in my office. We were building websites, developing, and I went to see what status update was notified to me from Facebook, and in news feed I saw HTC Vive, and I was like, what? And one thing led to another. I was on HTC Vive's website, official, and I was like, my eyes were bigger than my head, literally, and I was
Eureka
in
moment.
so awe. Eureka, yeah, it's like Eureka, but not from myself, but to myself.
Right.
And it was like next day I actually gathered two of my, let's say, partners, and we were going in like it was pre-order, so we actually got 4 virtual reality sets,
Right.
HTC Vives, first ones, and we got place and we put them in the place, and we opened VR arcade.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so that was the start of my new life, actually. Since first things, when I saw that, I just knew I had to have them to 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 show everybody, to see what it can be done with them,
Right.
with VR sets. And later on I was like in VR arcade, and I was thinking, hey, I'm doing a lot of job modeling in 3D and animations and whatnot. Let's try to put my own room that I designed inside and take a walk through this room. And that was the best feeling ever. And then I knew, well, I'm not going to do arcade anymore. I'm going to build content for
Right.
virtual reality, and later on, I hope someday build even virtual reality headsets or glasses or whatever. But it's a long way to there.
Right. So the way that how me and Mario actually met, I had a similar story. I was browsing through the Facebook news feed and I saw the VR virtual reality, next big thing, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks great. Like, but the time, you know, that reaches Europe or Croatia, you know, it will be old news. So I'm walking down these stairs where my wife works, this building, and I see the big sign on the door. It says VR Osijek, and the sign was the headset. And I'm like, I just saw the sign on the Facebook. I didn't see these guys before here. So I knocked on Mario open. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? He said, yo, come check it out, this, virtual reality arcade. I'm like, okay. And then the first thing that he put the headset on. And remember, you were playing me that going deep into the ocean.
Yeah,
Like
blue.
you're in this cage and you go in like slowly down in the ocean. And you see the little fishes and then the bigger fishes and then the bigger fishes. And then you told me, yeah, turn around, turn around. And when I turn around, because usually you see everything in 2D, right? In the video, you see everything in 2D. You can never get the chance to turn around. And then you told me turn around, and I turned around, and it was this huge whale. Remember? It was the whale with the big eye. I got scared and excited at the same time. At that moment, I said, "Oh my God, this is just like he said." He had his eureka moment. I have mine, and my mind just started thinking, "Oh my God, this can be done, and this can be done, and this can be done." And then me and Mario started, having one job together, then another job, then another project, then another project, then another project. And then I said, I would like to be a part of the company. He let me in, and right now we've been in CULEX for 4 years now together, working on
Yeah, a
this
little more.
amazing projects, and hopefully we'll do many more together. Just for people
Yeah.
that don't understand or like to get involved, what programs, I'm telling right now to you, like I don't know nothing about it, but what you are expert in it. So what programs, all programs that we use or somebody needs to know to make virtual reality? What would be some
Okay,
programs?
so there is really a lot of programs, a lot. I mean, a lot, and
Right.
let's not tell all the names, but let's specify them. So you need a 3D modeling tool. That tool can be for producing 3D models,
Okay.
and it can be for textures, and it can be for animations. So a lot of them, almost all, have all three features inside. And the most used ones are, let's say, Maya and 3D Studio Max. I mean, a lot of them. Blender is getting better and better, and he's free for everyone. So there is a lot of them. I use Lightwave. That's least used, but it's excellent tool. So the thing is, there is no shortcut to say let's use that tool and you will be great. No, you have to try and mess around with them. So to see what tool fits you the best.
Right.
Just Google around, watch tutorials, try and use them. So that's 3D. That's 3D. You have to export somewhere. You have to have platform to build for Android and iOS and HTC Vive and all these technologies. So that platform is called Unity. We use Unity. There is Unreal Engine, and that's the two most used platforms for creating simulations, applications, and etc. And that's let's say for production. And of course you need to have some software for building sound effects or voice recording or everything else. So that could be, I don't know, Audacity is free, it's great. That's let's say that's like 5% of project 10, depends on project of course. And of course you use Visual Studio for programming, but there is also Sublime, and actually you can use even Notepad, C++. It doesn't matter. That's let's surround that like a production softwares, and you don't need anything else. Of course, Adobe Photoshop or or GIMP or any other software is used for creating textures. It doesn't have to be, but mostly is. If you need vectors or anything else in vector based software, you would use Illustrator or any other program that uses vectors. Why would you use vectors? Because if you need to import schematics for some building, you would import vectors. Of course, there is AutoCAD for schematics or for exporting schematics to your software, adapting them for your software. There's really a lot of let's say smaller programs that are somewhere in between that you can use for even converting or adjusting some, I don't know, a lot of things. And let's say deep exploration is one of the best programs for converting from one format to another. And it can be a really, really problematic, a lot of problems with formats. Since if you work for someone and he says like, oh, I have this 3D model, I will send you, and you just put it in your virtual reality. It's not always just put it. It's mostly some other programs from like CATIA or some other software that you don't have, and then you have to convert for your software so you can use it actually. And it is a big progress for building such applications. But for simple ones, you only need 3D modeler. You have to export that in Unity, and you have to code something. So you make, let's say, I don't know, a car, model of a car. You export that in Unity. You use Unity to apply physics on car. It's like acceleration, braking, and steering. And that's it. You have your game that you can output to augmented reality, and you can watch that car from your mobile, and you like steer it and drive it around on your floor on the house.
I just want to say one thing. I know you for 5 years now, and I have never heard you speak English. As a second language, and we're talking fluent English right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. So, which technology do you think it will be most used one in the future? Is it MR or AR or?
MR. For now, I'll bet on MR,
Mhm.
since okay, as I mentioned earlier, that MR could have a problem with gesturing and actually steering this MR. The same thing goes with augmented reality.
Mhm.
So for best experience, you have to have your hands free, not to use mobile and to watch from mobile. The best thing is you have glasses and everything. Where you look, there is a digital layer applied on top of the physical one. Yeah,
Right.
that's great. But the problematic comes with mixed reality that I talked about earlier, and augmented reality. Let's say that the link between them will be the best answer. So
Okay.
something in between maybe. But MR, I'm going to bet on this because you need your hands free. So there is, I have to mention this, there is already technology that can track your hands. And this technology can be implemented in your glasses and also in your phone. But the phone is problem, you get me. You have to hold him.
Right.
It and when you have your glasses on and you have this technology for tracking hands, so mimics of your hands can steer the glasses, of course, but also it can mimic your body inside of the virtual reality. So it can, using, let's say, AI, it can record your body, your movements, maybe predict future problems with your health, the way you talk, the way you walk, if you limp maybe or something, it can see, okay, you have this problem, you maybe will have some problem with your bones or something. So that's great thing about this technology. And also it's great for learning inside of the industry, let's say, but of course for amusement and I don't know, games. So let's say Pokemons will be extra real, there will be everywhere, and you will have to, I don't know, catch them. So if you put your hand in front of the glasses, you will have this virtual ball inside your hand. The thing is, when it comes to augmented reality now, the problem that augmented reality have, and the bigger let's say the best problem is, the greatest problem is the layer that's on top of the world. It actually cannot place object behind any other real world object. But let's say half a year ago, Google actually um, put a depth API out so we can use it, and this technology is now extending this reality, so you can have your dog virtual that can go behind your tree or somewhere. You can in this augmented reality, you can take, like, let's say color and splash it on your wall and it will stay there. So yeah, it's really mesmerizing how much thing you can do.
So MR probably. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just thank you for all this in-depth info. Let's just get to know you a little bit better. So tell me, what was your favorite game of all time?
Stronghold. And
Stronghold.
I don't have one of them. I have a Stronghold. Definitely I played it most. It's Stronghold Crusaders. It's a great game, strategy, and I always loved strategy more than shooters or any other platform. Um, right now, my favorite game is League of Legends, since I like it. For me, it's something like chess, um, and it lasts for a half an hour, and it's okay for me, because strategy, if you're playing strategy, you need much hours to play it,
Right.
and I don't have that much time. But for a game, a half an hour, good.
Yeah,
Play, have fun, enjoy, and that's it.
so let's talk 8 questions and 8. So how many screens do you have right now? You have what, 4 or 6 monitors? Or
Six.
six?
Six, yeah.
How many programs do you think you know that you use?
I don't know, a lot. Really a lot.
I
The
know,
other
because
day,
every time I like this is something amazing about Mario. We think of something on my, we need to convert some file into some other file, and he said, man, there's got to be a program for that. So we just Google it in a second. He downloads the program, and in 2 minutes he knows everything about it. Maybe he can do this. Maybe he can do that. Oh,
yeah.
he can do this. It's just like programs are your second nature. It's unbelievable. It's not that I have never seen something like that in my life. Like you
Yeah,
download it and you immediately know everything about it. That's insane.
I like to think something within IT industry and within, let's say, employment. The best employee for me is not the employee who like knows how to do this. Of course, it's great, but the best employee is the employee that can easily find answer in new surroundings. So if you put him in with new programs or in another technology, he knows how to find answers. He
Right.
knows where to search, how to do that. And for me, that's the biggest I let's say the biggest thing for surviving in IT industry.
Yeah. So what did I want to ask? So who had the most influential person in your life? Who was that? Somebody that inspired you to about these technologies, or Who would you say will be the most important
Well,
person in your life?
uh, Nikola Tesla was definitely the great inspiration in my life. I
Okay.
found about him in my high school early, and by then I had like 5 books, watched every video about him. I even found his journal where he wrote every formula that he came up on. I don't know. I didn't know anything when I was reading it. I don't know even now. Um, he was creation. I don't know what kind of creation, but it was beautiful since every vision he had um, came up from like his mind and then on the paper. He was just the opposite of Edison. The thing he didn't have a thing for jobs, for business, and that destroyed him. But okay, uh, I'm not mad. He was really beautiful. He was beautiful in the way of thinking and creating, and he definitely had impact on me. I was trying to copy him. Even one time, I was trying to copy this Baltazar from cartoon. He was like innovator, and I like that. I like creativity. I like innovation, and that kind of people. I like to follow. Let's say.
Nice. It's a good role model to have. So
Yeah.
what was the last thing you learned? Last thing you
Uh, the last thing I learned, it could be a couple of things. Yeah. So okay. Um,
learned.
couple of days ago, I downloaded Construct too. I never used that engine for creating games. Um, so I, let's say, snooped around and got a grasp on a few functions it has. So yeah, that's something new. And vis-a-vis technology, I'm experimenting right now with some kind of let's say players, so
Right.
that's new. And every day I learn something new, just like you. Technology, that's why I said it's going too fast.
Yes.
You can't take a break, really. And the worst thing is if you use, and you use like Facebook and other social media, and you like subscribe to all those IT channels. If
Mhm.
you scroll down your news feed, like 50 next 50 um uh objava.
Feeds,
Как
feeds.
feeds, yeah, next 50 feeds will be something new about technology. So no, you can die like that.
Right.
Yeah,
We need to
it's too hard.
we need to stay focused. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And even we are focused on XR, and XR is a huge spectrum.
Yeah.
XR is a huge spectrum. So, how many browsers do you have open right now?
I usually about 50.
50.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got.
usually.
Well, you have six screens. I have two, so I have like probably 20. But if I have six
Yeah.
screens, I probably have.
It depends what I do. When
Right.
I'm in development mode, then I could have about 100, because it's not actually nothing great about that. The thing is, when you are searching, debugging, and you are searching for answers, and you're like, oh yeah, this could be, and then you just click, and your like taskbar just have these small bars, and every one of them tabs, and every one of them represents another way to deal with this problem, and you are just like going through every one of them and clicking X. And also, of course, you have to have YouTube.
All right.
I don't work in silence now.
Right. Oh, I noticed that, and like I never seen this. Anybody has six monitors like that since Halle Berry and Operation Swordfish. And then I'm like, why do you need six of them? Because I usually work on a laptop, you know that. And then when the first thing when I bought an additional one. Actually, you bought me the additional screen. You said, you know, work on this one and watch the tutorial on this one. You just changed my perception. Right now, like at home, right now I actually have a laptop, I have an additional monitor, and I have this screen. So 3 of us. So when I work, you know, it's a tutorial if I'm working on something, and then it's, you know, actual project, and then on the side is side notes. So
Yeah.
it really, like, you really can get 3 jobs done at once, and it's a great thing to have. So
yeah, it's more fluent, and the best thing is why so much monitors is because all the informations you need are right at a glance.
right.
You don't have to go to your taskbar and find the one of 100 Chrome browsers. So in the process of finding which browsers you need, you lose the train of thought.
Right, yeah, right.
And that's the main reason why so much monitors, because everything is here. You just go.
So probably when it comes to MR in the future, you're probably going to have, we already commented about that, me and you. You'll probably have glasses, and you will probably have 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 or how many screens, virtual screens you will have, and you can, you know, interact with them. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, actually in MR you don't need screens. Everything is screen. It will be probably object oriented. So if you work with this object or software, something that can be created, you put this here, and then on the other side you put Word or something.
Just 1 second, roughly. Just 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, definitely mixed reality will open up so much new possibilities, jobs that we cannot imagine definitely. And I just can't see where it goes.
Right.
I just can't wait to see where it goes.
One last question. How would you rate this interview on a scale from 1 to League of Legends?
LOL.
Oh?
LOL.
Yeah,
that's shortcut for League of Legends. And yeah, I support this conversation and channel, because the big thing about this technology is to spread the news.
Right. Most people don't know the benefits, that's for sure. Every time when somebody comes to our office and see what we do, and they're like, what is this? I mean, you can do this, and then you can do this. Like, we usually say, people come to our office for 10 minutes. If you don't like what you see, then, you know, that's okay. But usually those 10 minutes become 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So,
and
anything else you want to add?
I was just I wanted to say the wow effect. That's the best thing when you see on the people.
I didn't even know the wow actually means world of wonder. It's a short for world of wonder. I didn't know that. Some other day, 2 days ago, I actually realized that. So Mario, thank you for your time. Definitely, this was really good. I mean, we do talk about it, but, you know, this is, for me, is back to the basics, and you were amazing at it. I'm still impressed with your English knowledge.
Yeah, I think I need some improvements, but yeah. If I can talk every day,
well, we can
probably
talk.
I will be better.
Continue to talk tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I want to say this
24/7.
This is episode 2. We're talking to Mario. Mario is actually our company CEO, because he has the most knowledge, and he started it all. And this video will be on my page, darkobilanjic.com, also on my YouTube channel, and also on my Facebook channel. So make sure to check that out. And if you're in need of any kind of XR technologies, you can go to CULEX.com. That's CULAX.com or .hr, and find what we did. Check out our blog. We're posting everything new that we do on our blog. You can see our projects and where we're going. I believe that the big things are expecting us. In CULEX, I'm really hoping that me and Mario is going to make a lot of more projects together. We're working on some big ones as we speak. So hopefully we are in the right direction, and we do believe that XR is the future for sure, right, buddy?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. And
Yeah, you're welcome.
guys in the next episode 3. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Bye.